Itohan felt lost. She felt like a tiny boat adrift at sea. Where was she going? What was she supposed to do? These questions bounced around her head. She had a good job, loving family and great friends, but something was missing, a purpose, something that made her heart sing. Days turned into weeks. Itohan felt like she was wandering in a dark forest. She yearned for a light to guide her way. One evening, feeling overwhelmed, Itohan confided in her grandmother. Her grandmother, a beacon of wisdom, listened patiently. Her grandmother smiled warmly. She reminded Itohan that even in darkness there is always light. She opened her well-worn Bible and pointed to a verse. It was Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future." Itohan read the verse over and over. A spark of hope flickered within her. Could it be true? Did God have a plan for her, even when she couldn't see it? That night, Itohan prayed. She asked for guidance, for a sign, for anything to show her the way. She went to bed feeling a sliver of hope she hadn't felt in weeks. The next day, Itohan decided to visit her local church. Maybe, just maybe, she would find some answers there. As she sat in the pew, a woman with a kind smile approached her. Her name was Grace, and she radiated warmth and kindness. Itohan felt comfortable sharing her feelings of being lost. Grace listened intently. When Itohan finished, Grace shared her own story of finding purpose. She told Itohan about using her passion for teaching to volunteer at a community center. Grace's story resonated deeply with Itohan. Maybe she too could find purpose in helping others. Section 4. First Steps and New Discoveries. Inspired by Grace's experience, Itohan decided to volunteer at a local homeless shelter. She started by serving meals a few times a week. At first, it was challenging. She felt out of her comfort zone. But as she interacted with the people at the shelter, something shifted within her. Their stories touched her heart. Their resilience inspired her. And slowly, Itohan began to feel a sense of fulfillment she had never experienced before. She realized that even small acts of kindness could make a big difference. Itohan was making a difference, and in doing so, she was discovering a part of herself she never knew existed. Section 5. Finding Purpose, Finding Yourself. As weeks turned into months, Itohan's confidence grew. She took on more responsibility at the shelter, organizing clothing drives, and even starting a small reading program for the children. She discovered a passion for helping others that she never knew she had. The verse her grandmother shared echoed in her heart. She was living proof that God had a plan for her, even when she couldn't see it. Itohan's journey wasn't easy. There were still days when she felt lost or unsure. But now she had a compass to guide her, her purpose. She had found a way to use her talents and passions to make a difference in the world. And in doing so, she discovered a strength and resilience she never knew she possessed. Section 6. Your journey awaits. Itohan's story is a reminder that we all have a purpose. It may take time to find it. The path may not always be clear, but it's a journey worth taking. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance. Listen to your heart, and most importantly, trust that God has a plan for you. Even when you can't see it, your purpose is out there waiting to be discovered. Take that first step and see where the journey leads you. You might be surprised by what you find.